Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sushmita. How are you all? This video is going to be very helpful as well as very informative. As you may have already guessed it from the title, in today's video I'm going to do my makeup step by step, which will be basically a beginner's guide. So when I started doing my makeup, it was all a struggle. I wasn't really very sure about what to apply before foundation, what to apply after foundation, what is the right way to apply contour, what is the right way to apply concealer, when to apply concealer, and what to do to set your makeup and how your makeup would stay longer period of time. So these are the very basic things everyone need to learn. I was totally a layman, but eventually after watching a lot of pro makeup artists and lot of trials and errors, I had my own methods. So basically this video is for everyone who wants to learn makeup and wants to explore more and want to know exactly how to apply the basics of makeup. A beginner's guide, what to apply, how to apply and when to apply. So if you are a beginner and you want to learn the very basics of makeup, do watch this complete video. So the very first step and the most important step in makeup is to prep your skin. Prepping means applying any sort of moisturizer or serum on your skin before applying any kind of makeup, because makeup makes your skin dry. So if you don't prep your skin, you might end up having a little acne issues or some sort of dryness or patchiness. Also, if your skin is moisturized enough, the makeup will stay for a longer period without cracking or breaking. So prepping your skin before applying any kind of makeup is the most important and the first step of makeup. Next and second step is to prime your face. Basically, primer would work as a wall between your skin and the makeup, like a protector. Most of the primer would give you a smoother surface so that the foundation on top of it would glide smoothly. Also, it will help your makeup to stay for a longer period of time. There are a number of variants available in the market for primers, like a silicone based primer or oil free primer or a pore filler primer. You can choose according to your skin type or your requirement. And the primer I am using today is from Color Bar Perfect Match Primer. Once you apply the primer, make sure you give it some time to sit onto your skin before doing the next step. And meanwhile, I'm going to moisturize my lip with Maybelline Baby Lips, because eventually later on I'm going to apply some lipstick that will make my lips dry. So I will apply and simply dab so that my lip stays moisturized. After primer, the third step is to apply the foundation. Now, why do you have to apply a foundation? So foundation will work as a blank canvas, like it will make your face a blank canvas on top of which you can do your artwork. Like you can define your features and play around with some makeup the way you want. And the foundation today I'm using is Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is again a budget friendly foundation which is amazing for beginners and give you a smooth natural finish. If you want to apply the foundation with the help of a sponge or a brush, but I would personally advise you to start with a sponge because it's easier to apply, it's easier to blend. And also make sure you take a very tiny amount at first, then eventually build it up. And apply the foundation in a dabbing motion. And never forget to apply foundation on your neck so that your neck and your face look exactly the same color. And my foundation is done. Next step and the fourth step is to use a concealer. Now first we need to understand what a concealer does. So basically a concealer would hide or conceal any kind of spot, blemishes or any kind of discoloration under your eyes. Like if you have very dark under eyes, you need to apply concealer over there. Or after applying foundation, if you see any spots or blemish here and there, you can hide it with the concealer. I don't really have dark under eyes, but there's still a little discoloration under my eyes and I have few spots going on, like pimple spots peeking through my foundation over here and over here, so I would hide them. Here is a tip for beginners. If you want to buy a concealer, make sure you buy a lighter shade, at least one shade lighter to your shade. The concealer I'm using today, which is both budget friendly and beginners friendly, is Fit Me concealer and this is in the shade 20 Sand. You can see how I have used and abused this concealer. So basically I do not have a dark under eye issue, but I have some spots going on over here on the sides of my jawline. So I'm gonna apply some over there, little amount over here. I have few spots going on over here, and then I will use it as a highlighter to highlight the areas I want, like my forehead, my nose and my chin. I'll also highlight the inner corners of my eyes. Why am I not applying a lot of product entirely on my under eyes? It's because I don't have any under eye issue. I just want to highlight just the inner corners of my eyes. And also it's not a good idea to layer a lot of product on top of each other because it might crack. And I'm going to use the same beauty blender and I'm gonna dab it. Never swipe it across your face like this. Don't do that because that will move your foundation. Apply it in a very slightly dabbing motion like this. Just move your product lightly like this. You can see how my spots have been concealed and also my under eyes look highlighted. Once your foundation and your concealer is done, next step is to set your face because you have applied a liquidy product. On top of that, you need to use any kind of powder so that your face is set, your base is set. And to set my base, I'm gonna use Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. This is in the shade 25 Medium. This is one of the best and most affordable loose setting powder. I think if you are a beginner, you can always start with this. You can use either a sponge or a brush to set your face, but I find it more convenient to use a brush. Set your eyes first. I always set my eyes because those are the areas that crease the most. You have natural creases over here. Before the product dries down really fast, you need to act. So I will nicely and slowly dab the powder. I'm again not swiping it. Always applying the powder, look up so that you have less wrinkles on under your eyes while applying the powder like this. And then I'm gonna set the rest of my face. So once you set your base with the setting powder, next step is to contour or bronzer. Basically, contour and bronzer are two different things, but there's hardly any difference between them. There's like a very thin layer. According to my understanding, contour is used to give your face more edgy, sharp and chiseled look. For example, making your jawline extremely sharp, giving a proper dimension to your face. But when it comes to bronzer, it's a very lighter and softer version of contour. Like you give your face a very warm and tanned look. You still apply the bronzer on your forehead, on your jawline or your cheek, but it gives a more like a warmer look to your face, not very sharp. I personally prefer bronzing on top of contouring because I like my face to look tanned and warmed up, not very edgy or sharp. But I personally believe bronzer is more beginner friendly. But anyways, to contour my face, I'm gonna use Wet n Wild. This is a darker shade of concealer and I mostly use it as a contour. So you would see a lot of people drawing lines from here to here. I don't think it's necessary, and it also depends on different kind of face structure as to how you want to go for how you want to shape your face like. So you apply the contour on the hollows of your cheek, starting from your ear line to here, hollows of my cheek again over here, tiny amount on my jawline, not too much. And also I don't have a big forehead, it's a very tiny forehead, so I will apply on the side so my face would look centered. So if you have a bigger forehead, I would suggest you apply some over here on your upper hairline. Okay, so my contour is done. Next, I will move on to my bronzing. So for bronzer, I use a brush, which is a slanting brush, and it looks something like this. And the bronzer I'm using is Rimmel London Natural Bronzer. I'm gonna dip the brush. How I bronze my face is I applied on the sides of my face, like the perimeter of my face, starting from the hairline only. Very soft and tiny strokes. I love bronzing my cheek. And then over here on my jawline, I'm just warming up. You see, I'm not really applying the product on a particular place. I'm just warming up all the way from my forehead to my cheek, then to my jawline in a like a 3 shape. So nose contouring or bronzing, whatever, should be altogether a different episode. So this portion of my nose is not really straight, it's a little flat. So what I do is I use the leftover product on the brush on the sides of that particular area, and voila, I'm done. Alright, so my base makeup is already done. Before I move on to my eye makeup, I will repeat what all are the steps I have done. So first thing was prepping up my skin. Second step was to use primer. Third step, foundation. Fourth step, I used concealer. And in the fifth step, I used contour and bronzer. So I usually do my brows before I move on to my eye makeup. So if I do my brows before my base makeup, what I do is I unintentionally, most of the time, apply foundation on top of my brow. So I end up doing it all over again, or it becomes a hassle for me. That's why I do my base makeup first, then my brow, then go to my eye makeup. I'm not gonna record while I do my brow, but the product I'm using is from L'Oreal Paris Brow Artist Expert. Why I use this? It's because it's beginner friendly. The tip of it is thin, and the pen-like structure help us to draw your lines. So I think it's best for beginners. So I'm back with my brows, and I'm gonna moisturize my lips a little more. And next step is to apply some blush to our cheek. And the blush today I'm using is from Sugar. This is in the shade Coral Climax. So the blush will actually add more life to the makeup look, and it would look complete. And I will tell you how to apply the blush. So I'm taking a small fluffy brush. Right step to apply the blush is right on top of your cheekbone over here, and then slightly buff it. You see how different this side looks from this side. This side looks more lively and fresh. So the very important thing is to apply a very tiny amount of blush at first, because you do not really know like which blush is very pigment and which one is not. So first take a tiny amount, buff it all over your cheek, and then blend it nicely all over your cheekbone, and then mix it with the contour so that it looks even. It doesn't look like you have two stripes going on your cheeks. So try to blend it with whatever you are applying over here, maybe it's a bronzer or a contour. Just try to blend it. So next step is to use a highlighter. So highlighter will give you a natural glow and a shine to your face. There are also some budget highlighters available in the market which are amazing. So this one is also my favorite. You can see this has been used and abused. This is from Maybelline Master Chrome, and this is in the shade Molten Rose Gold. This is one of the best highlighter. But right now I'm going to use this one from Revolution Pro, because I've been testing it. I want to test more, so I want to use this. So the shade I'm taking is this peachy golden sort of a shade, and I'm using a fluffy powder brush, and whatever I have on my brush, I'll just buff a little. So where we apply the highlighter, we applied on all the high points of our face. The high points of our face is like this cheekbone, the bridge of the nose, brow bone, and our chin, and little on our forehead. And I like it from the apple of my cheek to the tail of the brow, on the tip and the bridge of my nose, and whatever is left on my forehead right above my brow bone. Okay, so my base makeup is already complete. I have one last thing to be done, which is the makeup setting spray, but I will do that after I do my eye makeup. I am back with my eye makeup on. So now it's time for the last step, which is fixing your makeup with a makeup fixture. So basically a makeup fixture will fix your makeup so that your makeup will stay put and won't budge for the longest period of time. And the makeup fixture I am using today is from Swiss Beauty. And make sure when you apply the makeup fixture, do not hold the bottle very close to your face like this. Hold it at least one hand away from your face like this, and then spray it across. So right after you apply your makeup fixture, do not touch your face because it's still wet. Let it sit on your face for a while. Then you can move on. And with that makeup fixture, all the step of your makeup is complete. And that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you liked and enjoyed this video. If you have any queries, do let me know that in the comment section down below. And do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell button to get notified every time I upload my new videos. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'm being Sush. Bye.